President Joe Biden plans to send more American troops to Europe amid the military conflict in Ukraine. That includes 2 additional F-35 fighter jet squadrons heading to the United Kingdom. The commitments come during the president's trip to the NATO Summit in Spain. White House correspondent Owen Jensen reports.
Tracy, President Joe Biden will not return here to the White House until tomorrow, the final day of meetings with NATO, which is on the verge of expanding.
In Madrid, Spain, President Joe Biden sits alongside Turkish President Erdogan, who ended his objection to 2 more countries joining NATO.
I want to particularly thank you for what you did putting together the situation with regard to Finland and Sweden.
Earlier, President Biden and other NATO member leaders posed for pictures as they began the 2022 summit with Russia's invasion at the top of their minds. And sitting alongside NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, President Biden reinforced NATO's bond.
That NATO is strong, united, and the steps we're taking during this summit are going to further augment our collective strength.
President Biden announced the U.S. will send more troops, planes, and warships to Europe to boost NATO's rapid response force from 40,000 to 300,000 soldiers.
Тактика Росії дуже проста. Вона знищує все.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed the Defense Alliance via video, urging them to provide more help and more weapons, hoping to break what he says is Russia's artillery advantage. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin attending the Caspian Summit. It's the first time he's appeared at a summit like this since the military conflict in Ukraine began. And on the sidelines of the NATO summit, President Biden met with South Korea's president and Japan's prime minister discussing their concerns about North Korea's evolving nuclear and missile threats. While back in the U.S., days after the landmark Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade, President Biden renews his pushback against Republicans, writing, "Folks, let's get one thing straight. The ultra-mega agenda has always been about taking away women's rights in every single state."
But Republicans blame President Biden for trying to take away parental rights. They write in a tweet, the Biden administration is telling children younger than 15 years old how to obtain abortions by bypassing parental notification. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.